My name is Christopher Stillar. I'm just your average, ordinary guy. I've been married to my high school sweetheart for over 20 years, and I'm the father of 4 children. I live a typical life, ordinary in every way. Oh yeah, did I mention? I hear and see dead people. I'm a spiritual medium, and this is my story. In the mid-90s, a traumatic and serious health crisis, combined with the death of my beloved grandmother, changed my life in ways I could never have predicted. Now it is I who is changing lives. Real people in real pain, dealing with unimaginable grief, getting the chance to connect one more time with those they loved and lost. Changing people's lives and healing their souls with the help of their loved ones in spirit is my daily work, it's my passion, and my life's purpose. Welcome to my world, and welcome to Seeking Spirit.
Okay, I'm Shannon, and this is my daughter Lyric, and we're here to see Chris. I actually was searching for a medium on the internet, and I found him, and I watched a few of his Seeking Spirit, and I found him to be very honest, and I liked the way that he didn't need a whole bunch of, everything. He just was straightforward, and he came across and said it, and I liked that about him. And I had, when I mentioned his name to someone, they had explained to me that they had also knew somebody that had seen him and had a wonderful experience. And we're hoping to hear from my mother today.
Where am I going to start? I think I might have 3 people coming through. And I have 2 males, and I have 1 female. It's the way that the connections are coming up at this point in time. They come through at what I would call different levels. They're not all at the same generation or the same level in the way they come through. I've got a couple different things happening, so I'm a little conflicted right out of the gate. I'm always leery of giving the name right first because people always think, oh, they're only thinking deceased people. Mm-hmm. Can I ask you why there would be a reference to a D.O. name that would sound like Doug?
Dawn?
Possible, but it's D.O. and it's male.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so whether this person's living or deceased, just know that before you got here, I kept hearing this D.O., D.O., mm-hmm. D.O. That I was hoping would make sense to you, but time tells whether or not it does.
What level?
Well, it's not the younger of the 2. That's what I can tell you at this point in time. I'm not trying to be vague with you, but it's not the younger of the 2. I need to acknowledge there's a couple different things happening where there's either an impairment issue or there's like a substance aspect that's coming up, okay, for a male. Okay, that's the first thing that I need to tell you. So I'm a little confused, and I think you might be too, but I just feel like at the time of death there's either an impairment issue or some kind of substance aspect that's in the bloodstream that they're chalking up to lead up or the passing way. I said I was going to start off by kind of being a little stern. Mm-hmm. And it's gonna, I don't know why, but before you got here, probably about 15 minutes before, I made a reference that I felt somebody coming through that was kind of it's like a wrapping of the knuckles feeling about, oh God, you don't help yourself out. So I'm not quite sure why I'm going to tell you this, but in the way that people don't understand you or miscommunication or the way that you come across and it gets their back up, there's this feeling where I felt like whoever Shannon was going to be, I needed to wrap your knuckles on this and say, you got to see your role in this, because I think you're kind of a passionate, non-filtered individual in life. And not everybody, and you shouldn't change. It's not about you changing, but it is about being aware of how you come across to people and what kind of effect that has on people. This does not mean you're not a nice person. I want to be clear about that. But I would think history has shown people misinterpret or don't understand you, and it creates like barriers and walls around you. Mm-hmm. You see that? Mm-hmm. Thank you for your honesty. It's funny that even before I even meet the client, I start hearing this information about them, and it's such an awkward thing to think, oh, this is where I got to start the reading with, because they're coming here and I'm, kind of wrapping her knuckles.
Yeah, nope.
Okay.
That's fine.
Okay. I need to tell you that I have a dad or a father figure that's coming through at one level, okay? So I don't know if that's for you or for you, Lyric, but I definitely have a dad that was connecting prior to you getting here. But then I have what would classify as a younger male below him. And it doesn't mean that it's family to him, but I feel like I've got two males, two different generations. And then I have this female who's not talking yet. I feel like I'm just like, they want me to talk about you. Are you like, do you tend to have like ADD qualities?
I have ADHD.
Really? Okay. You have not exhibited it here. You're not, you know, I don't know what those qualities are, but I have a male bringing it up where I feel like this is a big factor for you and for the people around you. So I have no clue what that feels like. I think my one son has it, to be honest with you, but personally, I'm not sure what that feels like, how hard it would be to control, or if it's a controlling situation. But what?
It's not controllable.
Okay. Let me do this right out of the gate because I just want to see if we can get focused in and get going, because I feel like I've got three people. But what would be the first name of one individual you'd be hoping to hear from today?
The first name?
Yep, just the first name.
Well, there's...
you might have two or three people, but I got to go with
Marie.
one.
Dawn Marie.
Dawn Marie. Oh, the Dawn. Okay, so just bear with me, and I'll give you what I can give you. But okay, see, and I even interpret that as a male's name when I said the D-O.
There's two. One's Dawn Marie.
Oh, okay.
That's why you're maybe getting a little
Are they both
confused.
deceased?
Yep.
Okay, is one like the dad or the father figure?
Her father.
Okay. And then possibly her. And I don't know if she's the female that's not talking yet or not, but the one thing I am going to tell you is there's a very, I guess I would call it abrupt or sudden passing that's coming up, okay? So whether you understand this or not, why do I feel like, I don't know if something affects respiratory or lung base for her. Something seems to unfold very quickly. And then I feel like the respiratory or the breathing stops, but I get like a sudden feeling. Do you know why she would make me feel like I'm not of clear mind at the time of her death? Because you remember I said substance again before? But, and I know I was saying before it was possibly a different party, but I felt like young. And I felt like I'm not of clear mind, and I got something going through my bloodstream or in my system that is like a foreign thing that's caused, I don't know if it's impairment or what, but it's like I'm not of clear mind. And so when I get that cloudiness, if I'm dealing with an older person, I can usually tell if it's medication prescription or if there's like an Alzheimer's or aspect, whereas this just feels like something going through my bloodstream that I've either ingested or taken in.
Yes.
Okay. And
Is she female?
Yes. And she says sorry, 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 sorry. She keeps saying this. She's just standing right by you, Lyric, right by your right leg there, just so you know where she's positioned in the room. Is there a reason why she would be known to have kind of a wild mouth on her? I can't say it because it's being taped.
That's
for
okay.
TV.
Tell me after.
Well, she dropped the F-bomb. This is, to me, not anything like, it would have to be part of her personality for her to do that. She's not angry when she did it either. It's more like she laughed. But, you know, to say something about a young female dropping the F-bomb, it happens, but she was doing it and then laughing about it. So if that's indicative of her personality, then that's why she's doing it. You're welcome. Do you know why she would want me to talk about a pregnancy that did not make it? I'm not trying to upset you, but she wants you to know she has the child with her. She has the child with her. And it seemed like a really big deal.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Well, you're thanking her. I hope you know that, because she's the one saying.
Or is it a girl?
A girl. A girl. A girl. Just a whole thing of mixed emotions around that at the time, though. Like huge. And not even just for the mother of the child.
Yeah.
It's like a whole like dynamic of mixed emotions. There's this feeling of like the sadness in that, but then there's a sense of like maybe it's for the best too, but it's sad, but it's for the best. And she talks about having her there with her now. So she loves your, how do I say this? I wouldn't call you zany, but there's something very animated about you in your life in the way that when you're excited about something, this is no ADHD thing either. We've already established that. There's something childlike about you, Shannon, in a very wonderful way when you're excited about whether you're doing it for somebody else or organizing something or planning something or looking forward to something. The word I want to use is exuberant. And she gets to live through you when you're living this way. They live through us when it's sad too. So keep in mind to try to always work on the positive or try to keep upbeat. But she laughs, she's giddy, she is so joy-filled when you're like exuberant over circumstances and events and things that you're involved with, and you just want it to come off really well, and she just loves that about you because you're animated that way. So you see that? You're very self-contained in the 20 minutes I've known you. Like you're not coming across that way to me in any way. But she's sure portraying you this way.
I'm absorbing.
Okay. Now, Lyric, all this potential you have. All this potential you have. It's like honestly uncharted stuff yet. It's scary what I'm seeing with potential for you. The thing I want to say is, watch you don't shoot yourself in the foot. You can be your own worst enemy. And you can get discouraged or beat yourself up or think, well, that's no good, I'm not doing this anymore. And then you stop. And I feel like she wants you to know you can't, you're your own worst enemy. So your potential is there. I mean that. There's such creativity coming in around you that I feel like you're not to your potential yet. I think you get stubborn and a little pissy at times and think I'm not doing that. And she makes me feel like you're shooting yourself in the foot. Because if you could see your potential that she knows is laid out in front of you, you'd use that as a learning step or a curve and say, you know what? I'm just going to set it aside for now and I'll come back to it later, or I'll readdress it later, instead of like throwing up these roadblocks for yourself. Something very creative around you. I don't know why, but there's just a lot of creative energy. And you get bored easily with things that come easy to you. So you really are in a hard place, because if it's too easy and comes easy, you get bored. And then when you feel like you're sabotaging yourself because you're not good enough or you're not happy with the results, you stop. So somehow you got to find the middle ground, because you tend to get bored very easily, lose interest in certain things that come easy to you. The grin says it all.
Yeah.
It's you.
Yeah.
So Dawn Marie might know you. Like I'm meaning like she would know your personality because of the way she's describing you, and letting you know that she's still in your life and watching over you. But you gotta be aware of these things so that you keep moving forward. Is there any reason why she make me feel like I had help but I didn't always reach out, or I was like too stubborn, or because it needs to be very clear that she was aware that there was help and that there was people to support and to love her and all of that. But I think, again, she put up her own blocks or created things with her own personality of, I don't know if it's stubbornness, I don't know if I can use that word entirely, but she's owning the fact that people were there to help her, wanted to help her, and there was support. And she doesn't want people to think differently, that she thought differently, because she knows. I just think she didn't help herself. So, and again comes the sorry about that, she just said. Can't change it though. She's a realist. It is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
It is what it is.
Absolutely. I'm not angry at her. You can tell her that.
You know what she just said? That was very evident to me. Because she feels your emotions. They hear your thoughts. And they hear your voice. And she just said that was very evident to me, that you're not angry at me. Hard thing to accept, eh? I think you really, though, come to terms with, or you're coming to terms with the fact of, the phrase is, it was my time. I say that all the time to people, and so many people don't want to hear it, and they don't believe it. And their loved ones taken way too young and way too early and had so much life ahead of them. I think somewhere you're at a point where, as much as you can, I think you honestly see that as it was her time.
Mm-hmm.
And the way that the universe and the circumstances unfolded, it just shows that. Is there any reason why she all of a sudden makes me feel like feverishly packing up stuff? I'm seeing boxes and stuff.
Us packing up our things.
How recent?
Oh. Oh my gosh. We're moving. In
Ah!
like 8 days. Oh,
Yeah.
how did I not catch that?
Because your mind's wanting to only think about her.
Yeah.
And this is what clients do all the time.
Mm-hmm.
But she's talking about feverishly packing up, and I'm seeing boxes, and that's why I
Yeah.
said, well, when you said I packed up her things, I'm like, well, when? Because to me,
Yeah.
this is current. This is happening. And she was kind of smug when she said it, like very direct, like, I'm there and I'm watching. And I'm not helping. And I'm not helping. But she was very clear about the boxes.
Yeah.
And feverishly, whatever that means, maybe you're not
We
getting
kind of left
enough
it till the
done.
last minute.
Okay. What's the, this would be very typical probably in many or most households nowadays, but what's the issue about somebody's ass being outside smoking? Because she keeps doing this, like,
Somebody smoking?
yeah, but it's like outside the house, not in the house. And it feels like mandatory.
Mm-hmm.
And I think, nowadays that's probably very general, but there's less and less smokers happening. But she laughs about this because there's a bone of contention, but I feel like there's an issue about his ass has to be outside or whatever this is. So, and then she
Yes.
laughs. So
Yes.
is this like an everyday thing?
Not necessarily, but common enough that she would mention it.
Okay. So you get it.
Yes.
That's all I care about. Can I ask you one thing?
Yes.
She just showed me a tartan or plaid piece of fabric, which I don't know what this means.
She's Scottish.
Oh, is she?
Yeah, we have Scottish in our background.
Okay, well, I don't know, but she just like, what?
Oh, go ahead.
No, well, I don't know what I'm supposed to, but I'm seeing a piece of fabric or a skirt or something that would be like that pattern tartan thing. So I just don't know why this would be significant or important, but I know she's bringing it up.
Yes.
You have an idea?
Mm-hmm.
The wedding.
A wedding.
It's possible. Is there some kind of a Scottish theme or tartan theme? Because I just felt like whether it's kilts or skirts or what, there's something she's bringing up. Is this after she passed?
Yep.
Okay, so then that very well could be her way of trying to lock me in or acknowledge about that. I don't know. You be the judge. I just know that out of the blue, she's bringing up a Scottish tartan
Okay.
fabric connection that would seem important enough that she acknowledge it.
That probably would be it.
Okay. I don't know why, but I feel like she would be telling you or tell people it's going to be fine or I'm fine or, whatever this is. It always seems like a catchphrase because I don't know if she shut people down or she didn't want to go and talk about certain things, but I literally feel like it's this, it's fine, everything's fine. I feel like she doesn't want to discuss something, but I think there would have been concern for her. But I feel like I don't want to go there. I don't want to talk about it.
Now or then?
No, then.
Then, not now?
Then.
Okay, yes.
Then. Because I feel like, again, it goes back to what I said originally. She had support, she had the love, but I don't think she helped herself. And she makes me feel like you might have wanted to talk about stuff or deal with stuff or confront it. And I just feel like her catchphrase is, I'm fine, it's going to be fine. And she honestly is saying sorry about that she didn't open up more or allow it to turn out differently. Okay?
Thank you. Tell her I said thank you for that.
She hears you. If you take nothing else away from this reading, you don't need the medium. She knows your thoughts, she hears your voice, and she gets your feelings. Why are you like the cool mom? Like, honestly. Hip, cool, hippie, I don't know. There's something that she's acknowledging about this.
Thanks, Mom.
You understand that?
Yeah.
The weird part is, other people that don't matter, I may say, but other mothers may look down at you or judge you or think, she's way too free about something.
Maybe.
I don't know. But I feel like you get respect, and I feel like you're a good mom, but I feel like there's this hip aspect to you where you kind of get it and you can relate. Your husband?
Yeah.
Does he ever try to like pull you back in? Does he ever think you're way either too generous or too over the top or too over the edge? And does he always like try to pull you back in?
Yeah.
Seriously?
Yeah. Yes.
Because it's almost like you're a horse with a bit in your mouth, and that sounds horrible, but
I don't.
but I feel like he's like, whoa, and he's always trying to pull you back. I don't know if you can be overly generous or not, but there's
he'll
just,
have a good laugh.
I just know that it's almost like not a full-time job for him, and I'm sure if it was a real issue, you would know it, but I think it's almost like become complacent to him. This is the way you are, this is the relationship, and I'm always having to pull her back. But Donna Marie is the one that's acknowledging it and laughing about it. So
She would.
crazy little stuff. What's the little collection of stones? Because they want me to acknowledge this.
Oh my goodness. Yes, I acknowledge that. My little 6-year-old was putting stones out yesterday all along the thing. And
Little
she does
stones.
it all the time. Yeah, I get so upset at her because they're just everywhere. She was digging in my garden. I was not impressed. That's too funny. That was yesterday.
Okay, don't yell at her. Because apparently these little stones, I don't know why, but they're acknowledging the collection of little stones.
My
and
mother would tell me not to yell
the
at her.
timing of this is really impeccable that she would bring it up today. I mean, today's your reading, but that it happened just yesterday.
Yeah.
So know that she's still in your life and around you. Do you know if somebody's on the verge of getting a tattoo?
Me.
Like you're really close to deciding to do it?
Yeah.
You're
And how does she
thinking,
feel about it?
she just says, what's it matter to me? It's not my skin.
Yeah.
She would not indicate to do it, and she certainly wouldn't say not to. It's not her call.
Okay.
It's not the warm and fuzzies you were hoping for, was it?
I thought she was going to tell me not to do it.
In life,
That's
maybe,
okay.
but in spirit, she's got full perspective, and
Yeah.
she sees things differently. And they can't cross that line of free will. They just can't.
It was great. I'm definitely, I know that I didn't give any information, and I definitely felt that I knew that he was connecting with my mom. I knew that he was, and I knew everything was like, I'm like, oh yeah, that was her. I definitely, yeah. It was just my mom that came through. I don't believe anybody else. The Dawn would have, I mean, I thought maybe it was my grandfather, but then as he was talking, it clearly was my mom. So I guess my mom was the only one that came through, which is why I was here.